I know, can you believe it? We have to post this right now.
How did my husband hand me a $90,000 invoice in a bright office lobby while strangers watched? Why did he stay calm for weeks, then make it official in 1 minute, like I was just another bill? Can a joke still be a joke when it becomes a legal number with my name on it? My name is Eustacia Lane. I was 34 then, and I ran the front desk at a busy dental clinic. People thought my life was neat. A house, a child, a husband who worked hard. I liked that picture. I liked it more than I liked the truth. Caleb was my husband. He was 36, and he managed construction projects. He woke up early, packed lunches, and fixed things that broke. He did not post online. He did not try to be funny. Sometimes I told myself that was his problem. I said he was too plain. I said he did not see me. I still think I deserved to feel chosen, even if the way I chased it was ugly. That morning started normal, like all mornings do before they turn. The kitchen smelled like coffee. 2 mugs sat on the counter, but they were not close. One was near the sink, the other was near the stove. It was small, but it felt like a line. Caleb asked if I slept okay. I said I was fine. He asked if I could pick up Mia after school. I said I would try. He asked why I looked tired. I said work was hard and he would not understand. Mia came in wearing her backpack like it was armor. She asked if she could have cereal. I said yes. Caleb asked her about a spelling test. She said she hated spelling. He smiled at her, and for a second I hated him for being calm. Calm made me look worse. My phone buzzed on the counter. I saw Tristan's name. Then the screen went dark. I turned it face down fast. Caleb noticed anyway. Caleb asked who was texting so early. I said it was Marisol, my sister. I even laughed like it was silly to ask. I remember that laugh. It sounded practiced. Tristan was my ex. He was not a secret from my past. Caleb knew him as a story I told, like a chapter I closed. Tristan had started reacting to my posts again. It began with likes, then short messages, then old jokes. He wrote that he missed my energy. He wrote that I looked better than ever. Those words were easy. They did not ask for anything real. I told myself it was harmless. I told myself that was the honest part. I told myself Caleb had no right to act hurt when he did not act romantic. That is how I framed it. I framed everything. Caleb put his keys down and checked his phone. A calendar alert popped up for 1 second. I saw it because I was watching him. It said, downtown, 10:40 a.m. That was all. He tilted the screen away and the alert vanished. I asked what that was. He said it was a work thing. He asked why I cared. I said I did not, but I asked again anyway. He said he had a meeting personal on his schedule this week too, like it was nothing. He said it flat, without drama. That made me more nervous than yelling would have. I watched him open a drawer in the hallway console. It had folders inside. I saw labels like household, utilities, and bank. Caleb did not usually organize like that. He usually kept papers in one messy pile. Now everything looked clean. He closed the drawer, and I heard a soft click, like it locked. I told myself he was being weird. I told myself he was hiding something from me. That thought felt useful. It gave me a reason to be angry first. On the drive to work, I kept checking my mirror. I kept checking my phone. Tristan had sent another message. He wrote that he had a dream about me. He wrote that we had been young and stupid and free. I did not reply right away. I wanted to. I also wanted to make Caleb see me reaching for someone else. That part was not about Tristan. That part was about control. When we stopped at a red light, Caleb asked why I was quiet. I said I was thinking about bills. He nodded, and his hand stayed steady on the wheel. He asked if I wanted him to handle dinner. I said he could do it if he wanted to be useful. I said it like a joke. It was not a joke. Caleb dropped Mia at school. Mia waved and ran. Caleb watched her until she went inside. He did that every time. He asked if I could be nicer in the mornings. I said I was not his employee. He said he was not trying to fight. I said he always played the victim. At my clinic, the day moved fast. Phones rang. People complained about co-pays. I liked being needed there. I liked having a reason to say I was busy. In the break room, Cassidy North leaned close to me. Cassidy was my friend and my mirror. She liked drama because it made her feel alive. Cassidy asked if Caleb was still acting sad. I said he was acting controlling. Cassidy said that men like him needed a wake-up call. I said he already had one. He just refused to learn. Cassidy asked if I ever missed Tristan. I said Tristan understood me. I said it loud enough for 2 assistants to hear. I wanted that. After lunch, Tristan sent a picture of a coffee shop downtown. He wrote that he was there for a showing nearby. He wrote that I should stop by. I told myself it was just coffee. I told myself nobody could arrest me for coffee. I also told myself Caleb could not complain if he did not meet my needs. I used that word like it was a shield. Before we dive deeper into this story, I have one small request. Please subscribe, drop a like, comment, and hit that hype button to boost this channel so more people can discover these incredible stories. I left work 10 minutes early. I told my staff I had an appointment. I did not say what kind. I drove toward downtown and felt a rush in my chest, like I was stepping into a movie. At the coffee shop, Tristan stood up when he saw me. He looked polished. He looked like a person who practiced his smile. He asked if I was happy. I said marriage was complicated. He asked if Caleb still treated me right. I said Caleb did his best, but his best was small. Tristan nodded like he understood. He said I deserved big love. I said I did not want to be trapped. We kept it safe in public. We did not touch much. We did not do anything that looked like a scene. Tristan asked if I could meet again. I said maybe. He asked if Caleb checked my phone. I said Caleb was paranoid. That was not true yet, but I was building the story ahead of time. When I got home, Caleb was at the kitchen table with his laptop open. The screen showed a plain grid, like a spreadsheet, but I could not see the title. He closed it the moment I stepped in. The move was smooth, like he practiced it. A faint toner smell hung in the air, like the printer had been used. Caleb asked how my appointment went. I said it was boring. He asked where I parked. I said near the clinic. He nodded again. He did not smile. He did not argue. He just watched me like he was taking notes without a pen. Mia ran up and hugged my waist. She asked if I brought snacks. I said I forgot. Caleb said he picked up snacks. Mia cheered. I felt a sharp heat in my face. He was doing the parts I wanted credit for. Later, when Mia was in her room, Caleb asked if we could talk. He said it gently. He asked if I was seeing Tristan again. I said that was a crazy question. He said he saw Tristan's name pop up. I said it was an old contact and I never cleaned my phone. He asked why I went quiet at breakfast. I said he was imagining things. He did not raise his voice. He asked if I wanted to stay married. I said marriage was not a prison. He asked if I loved him. I said love changed over time. He asked what that meant. I said he always needed simple answers because he was simple. That was when I did it. I tilted my head and smiled like I was playful. I told him I had a joke. He asked what kind of joke. I said it was just a stupid thought. He asked me to say it. I said he could not get mad. Then I said I had slept with my ex before, and maybe I could do it again if I wanted. I said it like a dare. I said it like I was the one with power. I waited for him to explode so I could point at him and feel clean. Caleb did not explode. He just stared at me like he was seeing a stranger in his house. He asked if I meant it. I said it was only a joke, and he was too sensitive. He stood up slow and walked to the guest room without slamming anything. I heard the door close, soft and final. I told myself I won. I told myself I proved a point. But that night, I lay in our bed alone, and I listened to the quiet house. I heard a drawer click again, like a lock. and my phone lit up with a new message preview from an unknown number. The next day, I walked into the clinic like nothing happened. I wore my best blazer, the one that made me look sharp. I told myself I deserved to feel sharp. I told myself Caleb had pushed me into it by being quiet and plain. My phone had that unknown number again in my notifications. There was no message, just a missed call with no caller ID. I stared at it while I brushed my teeth. Caleb was already up. He did not look at me. He moved like a man in a hotel room, careful and distant. He asked if I wanted coffee. I said I could do it myself. He asked if I was picking Mia up. I said I had a late day. He nodded like he was writing it down inside his head. He did not argue. That made me feel like he was setting a trap, even if I had no proof. When I got to work, I told my team the morning was packed. I acted like I was in charge of everything because I was. Patients checked in. Phones rang. A hygienist asked for an extra tray. I said I would handle it. I liked the way people listened to me. At home, Caleb did not listen anymore. Cassidy came by during lunch. She did not work with me, but she liked showing up. She asked if I was okay. I said I was fine, and Caleb was being dramatic. She asked what happened. I said I made a joke, and he sulked like a child. Cassidy laughed and said men hated feeling small. She asked if I wanted to go out that night. I said I did. She asked if Caleb would allow it. I said he did not own me. I said it loud again. I wanted my co-workers to hear the story the way I told it. My assistant, Talia, asked if I needed help with payroll. I said I had it covered. The truth was I had not touched payroll. My mind kept jumping back to Caleb's face when I said the joke. He looked like he had swallowed something hard. Part of me liked that. Part of me felt sick. Around mid-afternoon, I checked our shared family calendar. There was a repeating entry on Caleb's side that said, "Meeting, personal." It had been there for weeks. I never cared before. Now I stared at it like it was a threat. I opened his contact card on my phone, then stopped. I did not call. I wanted to pretend I did not care. Then Tristan messaged again. He asked how I was. I said I was stressed. He asked if Caleb was being mean. I said Caleb was being cold. Tristan said I should not waste my life. I said I agreed. I hated how easy it was to type that. I told myself Caleb made me lonely. I told myself loneliness was a reason. It is not a reason, but it felt like one when I needed it. That evening, I went home to change. Caleb was in the living room with Mia, helping her with homework. He asked if I could listen to her read. I said I was in a hurry. Mia asked if I was coming to her school thing tomorrow. I said I would try. Caleb did not correct me. He just nodded and turned the page for her. In our bedroom, I noticed the top drawer was slightly open. Not mine, his. That drawer used to be messy. Now it was empty. The space looked too clean, like a room after someone moves out. I felt a pinch in my chest, but I told myself it was his drama. I told myself he was doing it to scare me. I walked past the guest room. The bed looked used. The blanket was folded in a tight square. Caleb had never folded like that. The door was closed. I heard a soft hum, like a shredder in the distance, but it could have been anything. I told myself I was imagining it. When I left, Caleb asked where I was going. I said I was meeting Cassidy and some friends. He asked if there would be men there. I said he was being insecure. He asked if I could be home before midnight. I said I would be home when I was done. He did not block the door. He did not raise his voice. He just stepped back like he was letting me walk into my own mess. At the rooftop bar, the air was cold and the city lights made everything look important. Cassidy was already there with two other friends, Kendra and Joe. They were the kind of women who loved a story more than they loved people. Cassidy asked if I had anything new. I said Caleb was sleeping in the guest room. Kendra asked why. I said he could not take a joke. Joe asked what joke. I said I told him I could sleep with my ex if I wanted. I acted like it was funny. They laughed too loud. Cassidy said I was brave. Kendra said Caleb needed to learn his place. Joe asked if Tristan was still hot. I said he was. I said it like a reward I still owned. I saw someone at the next table glance over. I liked that. I liked being the main topic. I told myself I was just being honest. I told myself honesty was power. Then Caleb showed up. I did not expect it. I had not invited him. I had not told him where I would be. But there he was, near the bar, waiting in line like a normal person. He wore a plain jacket. He looked tired. He looked like he came for a reason and did not want a scene. My stomach dropped. Then it lifted into anger. I told myself he was stalking me. I told myself he was proving my point. Cassidy noticed him too. She leaned close and asked if that was him. I said yes. She asked if I wanted her to handle it. I said no, but I did not stop her when she smirked. Caleb came over and stood a few feet away. He asked if we could talk outside. I said we were fine here. He asked if I was drinking. I said it was none of his business. He asked if I was coming home soon. I said he was not my boss. Cassidy cut in and asked if he was done controlling my night. Caleb looked at her, then back at me. He asked if this was what I wanted. I said I wanted peace, and he was the problem. Kendra laughed and asked Caleb if he was scared of Tristan. Caleb did not answer her. Jo lifted her phone like she was checking messages, but I saw the camera angle. She was recording. I pretended not to see it. Caleb asked me again to step away for 1 minute. I said no. I said if he had something to say, he could say it in front of everyone. I told myself I was being strong. Really, I wanted him to snap. I wanted proof. He did not snap. He said he was not here to fight. He said he came to tell me Mia was asleep, and he would handle the morning. He asked me to be careful and come home safe. Then he looked at me like he was memorizing my face, and he walked away. His calm made my friends quiet for half a second. That silence felt like a loss, so I filled it. I said he was acting like a martyr. I said he wanted to look good in public. Cassidy said he was fake. Kendra said he was weak. Jo said the clip would be funny. Later, in the bathroom, I checked my phone. There was another missed call from no caller ID. Right under it, Caleb's name showed a new message preview. He had not texted me like that in a long time. The preview was short and plain, and it made my hands go cold before I even opened it. I opened Caleb's message in the bathroom stall, with music thumping through the wall. He wrote that he was not angry, but he was done talking in circles. He asked me to come home safe, and he said we would talk in the morning before Mia woke up. He did not add emojis. He did not add blame. That made it feel serious. I stared at the screen and told myself he was trying to control me with calm words. I told myself that was still control. I typed a reply, then deleted it. I decided silence would bother him more. I went back to the table and laughed louder than I felt. When I got home, the house was dark except for the hallway nightlight. Caleb was not waiting at the door. The guest room door was shut. I moved through the kitchen and saw a sticky note on the counter that said, "Bring forms." It was in Caleb's handwriting. I did not know what forms. I told myself it was work. I checked the fridge and saw Mia's lunch packed for tomorrow. I wanted to be annoyed, but it made me look bad, even in my own head. I went upstairs and slid into bed alone. My phone buzzed again with that no-caller ID missed call. I stared at it until the screen dimmed. In the morning, Caleb was already dressed. His travel mug was on the far side of the counter, away from mine. He asked if I slept. I said I slept fine. He asked if we could talk now. I said I was late and he could text me if it was important. He said it was important, but he would not talk over shouting. I told him I never shouted, and he was being dramatic. He did not take the bait. He just asked if Mia could hear us. I said Mia was still asleep. He said we should keep it that way. Then he walked to the driveway, checked the car, and drove off with Mia. At work, I found out the rooftop clip had already spread. Cassidy had tagged me in a story. Someone had added captions like, "It was a joke show." I watched it twice and told myself it made me look fearless. The truth was, it made me look mean. Talia, my assistant, asked if that was my husband at the bar. I said yes, and I said he followed me there. She asked if that was safe. I said I was fine and he was just jealous. I said it like I was the calm one. Around 10, Dr. Haynes asked me to step into his office. He asked if everything at home was okay because patients were talking. He said he did not want public drama tied to the clinic. I said it was not drama, it was just a misunderstanding. He asked if my husband was harassing me. I said he was emotional but not dangerous. I made my voice small on purpose. Dr. Haynes told me to keep personal issues off social media. I nodded like I agreed, but inside I felt insulted. I texted Cassidy and asked why she posted that. She said she did it to support me. She said everyone needed to see how I was standing up. I said it was fine, but I told her to make me look good next time. Even that sentence should have warned me about myself. It did not. At lunch, Marisol called. She asked if I saw the clip. I said it was harmless. She asked if Caleb was okay. I said he was acting like a saint in public and a stone at home. She said I was pushing too far. I told her she always took his side because she liked stable men. Marisol got quiet and said I had a school fundraiser tonight and both families would be there. She asked me to act normal. I said I always acted normal. She said that was not true. I hung up on her and told myself she was judging me because she was scared of being alone. That afternoon, Tristan sent a message with a wink and asked if I was free later. I said I had the fundraiser. He asked if he should come. I said no, because that would be a scene. He asked if I missed him. I said I missed feeling wanted. He answered that he could help with that. I told myself words were not cheating. I told myself I was still the good person because I had not done anything. I used that phrase like a stamp of innocence. When I got home to change, Caleb was in the living room sorting a small stack of papers into a folder. I saw the label bank for 1 second before he slid it into a drawer. He did not panic. He did not hide it fast. He just closed the drawer, and I heard that soft click again. I asked what he was doing. He said he was organizing. I asked why now. He said it was overdue. I asked if he was planning something. He said he was planning peace. I laughed and asked if he learned that line from a movie. He did not react. Mia came out wearing a dress with tiny stars. She asked if I liked it. I said she looked pretty. Caleb asked Mia if she remembered the raffle tickets. She said yes. He asked if she wanted both parents to come inside together. She said yes, like it was the easiest wish in the world. Caleb looked at me and waited. I said fine, but I made my face tight like I was doing him a favor. At the community hall, the room was bright and loud. Parents smiled too hard. Kids ran between tables. I saw Janice and Marisol near the dessert table. I saw Darlene and Peter near the raffle board. It felt like a stage, and I wanted to win the crowd. Cassidy arrived in a shiny jacket, already holding her phone like it was part of her hand. She asked if Caleb was coming. I said he came because he liked to monitor me. She laughed and said she would keep an eye on him. I did not stop her. Caleb walked in with Mia and a calm face. He greeted Janice politely. He greeted Darlene politely. He kept his hands to himself. He looked like a man trying to be correct, not romantic. That made me want to poke him. During the announcements, Cassidy leaned close and said I should do a toast after the raffle. I asked why. She said it would be funny, and everyone loved a little truth. I told myself a toast would make me look confident. I told myself Caleb deserved embarrassment because he embarrassed me by being cold. After the raffle, a small group gathered near the snack table. Cassidy lifted her cup and started talking loud about strong women. People smiled and leaned in. I felt warm with attention. Caleb stood a few steps away with Mia, listening but not joining. Cassidy said I should share my funny story. I said Caleb could not take a joke, and everyone laughed like it was safe. Then I said, in a light voice, that even my ex could make me smile more than my husband did. I said it like a punchline, not like a wound. Caleb did not shout. He did not curse. He just looked down at Mia and asked if she wanted to go choose a book from the table. Mia nodded, but she looked back at me like she did not understand why my mouth was sharp. My stomach twisted for half a second. Then I crushed that feeling. I told myself kids forgot everything. I told myself I was teaching Mia to be strong. That lie tasted bitter, but I swallowed it. Later, I saw Caleb step into the hallway by the coat racks. His phone made a soft beep. He held it low, screened toward his palm. I could not see what he was doing. He looked up once, like he noticed me watching, then he turned away. On the drive home, I was still buzzing with the crowd's laughter. Caleb drove in silence. He asked Mia about her raffle prize. She said she got a tiny plant. He asked if she wanted it in her room. She said yes. He asked her if she had fun. She said yes, but her voice was small. When Mia went upstairs, I stayed by the doorway. Caleb walked past me toward the guest room. I asked if he was upset. He said he was tired. I asked if he was going to punish me with silence again. He said he was going to protect his peace. I went out for air, then texted Tristan that I needed a walk. He met me by the riverside promenade, under the streetlights. He asked if I was okay. I said I was trapped. He asked if Caleb was mean. I said Caleb was acting like a stranger. Tristan said I could have a new life. I said I just wanted to feel alive. As we walked, I saw a car parked near the curb, with the nose pointed toward the street. It looked like Caleb's, but I could not be sure in the dark. I felt a spike of fear, then I turned it into anger. I told myself he was following me again. I told myself that meant I was right. Across the walkway, I heard that same soft beep from a phone. I turned my head fast, but the river wind and passing runners made it hard to see who held what. Tristan asked what was wrong. I said nothing, and I smiled like I was fine. The next morning, I woke up and reached for my phone before I reached for Caleb. That said a lot, even if I pretended it did not. The missed calls from no caller ID were still there. I stared at them like they were a dare, then I told myself it was probably spam. Caleb was already downstairs. I could hear him moving in the kitchen, but it did not sound like us. It sounded like a person making space. When I walked in, he had 2 travel mugs on the counter again, far apart. Mine was near the sink. His was near the door. He asked if I wanted toast. I said I did not have time. He asked if I was coming to school pickup today. I said I would try. He asked if we could keep things calm in front of Mia. I said he was acting like I was dangerous. Mia came in with her hair half-tied. She asked why Dad slept in the other room. I said Dad liked quiet. Caleb looked at me and said we would not talk about adult issues at breakfast. I rolled my eyes and told Mia she should eat. Mia looked between us like she was reading a sign in a language she did not know. On my way out, I noticed Caleb's keyring on the entry table. There was a new key on it, bright and clean. I asked what it was for. He said it was for a storage unit for work stuff. I said he was being secretive. He said he was being organized. I hated that word coming from him. At the clinic, Dr. Haynes asked me to step into the small HR room off the hallway. It was not really HR, just a room with a table and old posters about safety. He asked if things were stable at home. He said he did not want any more patients bringing up my personal life. I said, people loved gossip, and it was not my fault. He asked me to keep my phone away from the front desk. I said I understood. He asked if I felt unsafe. That question landed in my chest like a heavy ball. I knew the power of that question. I also knew Caleb had never hit me, never threatened me, never broken a law. He was not that man. Still, I wanted the advantage. I told Dr. Haynes that Caleb was watching me and that he got jealous. I did not say he hurt me. I just let the idea sit in the room. Dr. Haynes said if anything escalated, I should talk to a professional. I nodded like I was the responsible one. After that, I messaged Cassidy and told her Caleb was getting weird. She asked if I wanted her to post something supportive. I said yes, but I told her to keep it classy. She said she would make him look like the villain without lying. I thought that sounded smart. I did not stop to ask what it would cost. Around noon, Marisol called again. She asked if I was okay. I said yes, and I asked why she kept checking on Caleb. She said she was checking on Mia too. I said Mia was fine. Marisol asked if I could stop meeting Tristan. I said it was my life. Marisol said I was playing with fire. I told her she was being dramatic, and she always acted like our mother. That evening, I went to the school pickup line. I did it because I wanted to look like a good mom in public. I also did it because I wanted to see if people stared at me. People did stare. Maybe it was in my head, but it felt real. Caleb was there too, parked a few cars ahead. That annoyed me. I wanted to be the one who showed up. Mia came out with her teacher and waved. She ran to Caleb first, then looked at me like she remembered I existed and jogged over. Mia asked why we had 2 houses in one house now. I asked what she meant. She said Dad slept in the other house, meaning the guest room. I laughed and told her she was silly. Caleb heard her and said she was not silly, she was paying attention. He said we would talk later. I told him there was nothing to talk about. In the parking lot, Darlene walked up, holding a small tote bag with snacks. She asked if she could speak to me. I said sure, like I was doing her a favor. She said she heard about the bar clip. She said she also heard about the fundraiser comments. She asked me to stop humiliating her son. I told her Caleb humiliated himself by being weak. Darlene's face tightened. She said strength was not loud. She said legal and calm was strength. I did not like the word legal on her tongue. It made me feel like there were doors closing that I could not see. Darlene said Mia had been quiet at their house the day before. She said Mia asked if Dad was bad. Darlene said she would not let Mia think her father was a bad man. She told me I needed to stop twisting the story. I asked if she was threatening me. She said no. She said she was drawing a line. She said if I kept dragging the family through jokes and posts, she would support Caleb in doing what he had to do properly. She did not raise her voice. That made it sting more. When we got home, Caleb did not speak much. He made dinner for Mia. He asked Mia about her plant. He asked her what she learned in math. He stayed steady like a wall. I felt myself pushing against him just to feel him move. After Mia went to her room, I followed Caleb into the hallway. I asked if his mother was turning him against me. He said nobody had to turn him. He said he had eyes and ears. I asked if he was recording me like a creep. He said he was keeping things clear because lies grow legs. I told him he was paranoid. He said he was being careful. He walked into the guest room and I saw a printer paper on the floor near the door. It was blank, but it smelled like fresh toner. I picked it up and waved it. I asked if he was making secret papers. He said it was a misfeed. He took it from my hand without touching my skin and dropped it into a small bin. Later, I went into our bedroom and opened the closet where we kept tax folders. A taxes folder sat at the back like always, but it looked moved. I pulled it forward and saw tape marks on the underside, like something had been stuck there before. I told myself I was imagining it. I told myself I was becoming the paranoid one because Caleb wanted me to feel crazy. That night, Janice invited us to dinner at a family restaurant. She said it would fix the mood. I knew what she wanted. She wanted a public table where Caleb would behave, and I could look like the reasonable wife. At the long table, Janice sat close to me. Marisol sat across, looking tense. Peter and Darlene sat near Caleb. Mia sat between Caleb and me, swinging her feet under the table. Janice asked Caleb why he was being cold. Caleb said he was being respectful and quiet for Mia. Janice said quiet was a form of punishment. Caleb said punishment was not his plan. I asked what his plan was, like I was daring him. He said it was not a restaurant conversation. Cassidy texted me during appetizers and asked how it was going. I told her Caleb was acting innocent. Cassidy replied with a laughing emoji and said she had ideas. Peter finally spoke. He asked me if I understood that public shame became public record. I asked what he meant. He said people repeated things, and repeating made them real. Darlene told me Mia needed peace more than I needed attention. Mia looked up then and asked if we were getting divorced. The word came out small and careful, like she had been holding it all day. My stomach flipped. I forced a smile and told her nobody said that. Caleb did not smile. He told Mia that she was safe, and that both parents loved her, and that adult problems were not her job. I wanted to scream at him for sounding so perfect. I wanted to say he was performing, but the whole table was watching, and I could feel my control slipping. When we got back outside, Caleb walked Mia to the car first. He buckled her in. He did not look at me while he did it. Janice pulled me aside and whispered that I needed to win this before Caleb turned everyone on me. Marisol whispered that I needed to stop before I lost more than pride. I stared at Caleb's back in the parking lot lights and told myself he was the one breaking the family. I told myself I was only reacting. I held that lie tight, because if I dropped it, I would have to see my own hands. The next week felt like a tight string in my house. One wrong touch could make it snap. I told myself Caleb was pulling it, not me. I kept saying that in my head because it helped me breathe. On Tuesday, I went to the supermarket after work. I did not need much. I needed a scene. That is the truth, even if I hated it. I wanted Caleb to show anger in public. I wanted a clear villain. I wanted people to look at him, not at me. I saw his car in the lot. The nose was pointed toward the street, like it was ready to leave fast. He was inside with Mia pushing a cart. Mia held a small box of cereal like it was treasure. Caleb looked normal. That made me mad. I walked up like it was an accident. Caleb looked at me and paused. He asked if I needed anything. I said I needed my family back. He asked if we could talk later. I said later was his favorite word. Mia asked if we could get cookies. Caleb said yes, and he asked me if that was okay. I said it was fine, but I said it in a sharp voice. In the checkout line, I stood close enough that other people could hear. I asked him why he kept acting like I did not exist. He said he was focusing on Mia. I asked him why he was sleeping in the guest room like a stranger. He said he was choosing peace. I said peace was just another word for punishment. A woman behind us stared at my face. I made sure she did. I wanted witnesses. Caleb asked me to lower my voice. I said I was not loud. He said Mia could hear my tone, even if my words were quiet. I told him he always used Mia like a shield. He said he would not fight in front of her. Then my card declined. It was a small beep, a red screen. The cashier said it did not go through. My cheeks went hot. People shifted behind us. Caleb did not smirk. He did not celebrate. He just looked at the total and took out his card. I asked why my card declined. He said it was linked to a spending limit now. I asked if he did that. He said he set safeguards. I asked if he was trying to control me. He said he was trying to keep the bills paid and keep Mia stable. He said we could talk about it at home. I laughed and said he was cheap. I said he was humiliating me. Caleb did not raise his voice. He paid, took the bags, and handed Mia a small receipt to hold like it was a prize. Mia smiled and skipped. I wanted to cry, but crying felt like losing. In the car, I checked my banking app. I saw an alert about account rules updated. I saw another alert about a new transfer. I did not see details, just the notice. My fingers shook while I scrolled. I told myself he was stealing from me. I told myself it was my money too. I did not tell myself the part where I spent freely and never tracked it. At home, Caleb put groceries away like nothing happened. He asked Mia to wash her hands. He asked her to water her tiny plant. He spoke in the same steady tone. I hated how steady it was. It made my anger look childish. When Mia went to her room, I followed Caleb to the stairwell landing. That spot felt private but still inside the house, like a place where truth could not run away. I asked him what he was doing with the money. He said he was paying the same bills he always paid. He said he was also separating some things now because trust was broken. I asked if he was planning to leave. He said he was planning to be safe. I told him he was acting like I cheated. He looked at me for a long second. He asked if I wanted to say that with a straight face. I said my joke was not a confession. He asked if my meetings with Tristan were also jokes. I said Tristan was only a friend. Caleb asked why I turned off my location. I said I wanted privacy. He asked why I lied about the coffee shop. I said I forgot. He asked why I kept letting Cassidy post about him. I said he deserved to be called out. He said calling out and humiliating were not the same. I said he was making me feel crazy on purpose. He said he was not doing that. He said I was doing it to myself by changing my story each time. He walked past me toward the guest room. I heard the soft click of that lock again. I waited until he was gone. Then I opened his closet drawer in the hallway console. The folders were there again, clean and labeled. Household. Utilities. Bank. Behind them, I saw a single USB with a date written on it in black marker. I did not touch it. My hand hovered, then pulled back like the air was hot. My phone buzzed. Cassidy had posted a new story. It was a quote card that said, "Some men punished women with silence because they feared strong wives." She tagged me and added a heart. People replied with clapping emojis. I watched it and felt a rush of support, then a wave of fear. It was not private anymore. It was a stage now. Marisol called right after. She asked why my card declined, because Janice told her. I asked why Janice was talking about my money. Marisol said she was worried. She asked if Caleb was doing something official. I asked what she meant. She said Peter told her Caleb was documenting things. I said Peter was dramatic. Marisol said I needed to stop meeting Tristan and stop posting. I said she was trying to control me like Caleb. Marisol got quiet and said Mia asked her if adults could unlove each other. That hit me low. I told her Mia was fine. Marisol said that was a lie. I ended the call and told myself everybody was turning on me because I was honest. I told myself that, but it did not sit right. That night, I went to the gym, not to work out, but to be seen. I wanted to feel wanted. I ran into Tristan in the lobby like it was fate, even though I had texted him my schedule earlier. He asked if I was okay. I said Caleb was trying to punish me with money. Tristan said Caleb sounded insecure. Tristan asked if I wanted to get a drink. I said I could not, but I said it like a tease. Tristan said I deserved someone who did not keep score. I said Caleb always kept score. Tristan said I should choose myself. On the way home, I checked my phone again. There was a new alarm on the shared family tablet in the kitchen. It said, paper drop for tomorrow morning. I had never seen that before. I asked Caleb about it when he walked in. He said it was a reminder. I asked for what? He said, calm and flat, that it was for something he had to do. I told him he was making threats. He said he was not threatening me. He said he was done begging and done arguing. He said he would not fight in public, and he would not fight in front of Mia. I said he was weak. He looked at me and did not blink. Then he said he would handle it properly. We met in the office tower lobby because Caleb said we needed a neutral place. He told me to bring my ID. I said he was being dramatic. Janice came with me because she said I should not go alone. I told myself that was smart, like witnesses would save me. Caleb was already there, standing near the security desk with a plain folder under his arm. His face looked calm in a way that felt unfair. He asked if we could keep our voices low. I said I was not the one who made a scene. He said he was not here to argue. He was here to finish something. A woman in a simple suit walked up and asked if I was Eustacia Lane. I said yes. She said she had documents for me. I laughed and asked if Caleb hired an actor. Caleb said he did not joke about this. The woman asked me to accept service. I said I did not accept anything. She said she could still leave it with me in public, and she placed it against my bag. I opened it and saw the word divorce, then a page that looked like a bill. The total said $90,000. I said it was fake and cruel. Caleb said it was an itemized claim for wasted marital funds, with dates and receipts. He said I could deny feelings, but numbers did not care. At the courthouse counter, the clerk looked at my packet and said temporary orders were active today. She said the pickup schedule for Mia started after school. Caleb nodded once and I could not find my voice.